Bones.
Yes.
Give them here. And leave me be.
A girl and plated flowers. Looks like a small shrine. Dead. Annabelle was no ordinary ghost. She's a pesta, and now she's free. Come on!
Блять. Можно попробовать сохранить.
While searching for the witch Ciri had quarreled with, Geralt ran into an old friend, Kira Metz. The sorceress told the Witcher about a masked mage. Ciri had seemed to have taken shelter in his hideout. The Witcher set off to find it, with Kira in tow. Ciri had never reached the elven mage, yet the wild hunt had. The ghostly retinue was one step ahead of Geralt, or so it seemed. The Witcher felt it always lost, until Kira gave him a new lead. The Crones of Crookback Bog.
Не всегда сложный путь, самый правильный путь. Хорошо. Либо он сейчас освободился, уже нет. Хоть бы заново скопился. Сейчас смотрите.
Searching for the witch Ciri had quarreled with, Geralt ran into an old friend, Kira Metz. The sorceress told the Witcher about a masked mage. Ciri, it seemed, had taken shelter in his hideout. The Witcher set off to find it, with Kira in tow. Ciri had never reached the elven mage, yet the wild hunt had. The ghostly retinue was one step ahead of Geralt, or so it seemed. The Witcher felt that all was lost, until Kira gave him a new lead. The Crones of Crookback Bog.
I want to talk.
You're deaf, damn it! I told you! Who are you?
I'm a witcher.
What of it? Why should I care?
I've been to the island. I know what happened there.
What do you want of me?
Farewell. A girl in plated flowers. Looks like a small shrine.
Ой, сука, встала.
Again? What?
Want to talk to you about it?
Annabelle.
I met her.
Annabelle's dead.
What happened?
They knew I was known at the...
They forced you to go with them?
No, I... First, then she...
It wasn't Mage wanted to spoke to her ghost. It's not your
Gods, what have I... I didn't notice she was a...
If you'd stayed on the island.
I take death over leap... There's not...
Wrong on that count. Annabelle needs you. Her soul will only... bury her bones.
There was a...
Yes.
Give me here.
Блять, я понимал квест.
The Emperor shall guide us straight to Novigrad.
endless howling. Dead. Annabelle was no ordinary ghost. She's a pesta, and now she's free. Looks like rain.
Блядь.
While searching for the witch Ciri had quarreled with, Geralt ran into an old friend, Kira Metz. The sorceress told the Witcher about a masked mage. Ciri had seemed to have taken shelter in his hideout. The Witcher set off to find it, with Kira in tow. Ciri had never reached the elven mage, yet the wild hunt had. The ghostly retinue was one step ahead of Geralt, or so it seemed. The Witcher felt it all was lost, until Kira gave him a new lead. The Crones of Crookback Bog.
Looks like a laboratory. Pretty well equipped, too. Experimenting on humans. Never would have gotten away with it if the Conclave were still in charge.
Why did you leave? You claimed to... I'm cold.
Don't be afraid. I want to lift the curse that...
I'm special. My family and I, we hid in the Mage's tower.
Mage who lived here.
Alexander? I hardly knew him. He spent most of his time... They're all dead! Mountains of corpses, yet I stand here alone, all alone.
If I can lift the curse... Tell me what happened here. Peasants sailed to the island...
No! They came to rob and kill. Yet we had little food as well. They slaughtered everyone. I heard my father cry out, but the mage told me not to reveal myself or let anyone in. He gave me a potion. If I was discovered, I was to drink it. He said everything would be all right.
What happened then?
Fear. Terrible fear.
Didn't trust the mage?
In the village, they claimed he meddled in disease. Not curing it, but causing it. They said he lured round rumors, surely, but I was afraid. And then I heard him. My beloved Graham. He called to me.
Your beloved failed to save you. Why?
There were too many. Leave her be, he shouted. He grabbed at them, tried to...
Did they hurt you?
They gripped my arms, tore at my dress. I managed to free myself and drink the potion.
Poisoned. That how you died?
No, for I later awoke. I was alone, it was dark.
Sleeping potion. Effects hadn't worn off yet. You were paralyzed.
They were everywhere. All over me like insects. My face, my hands. They tore me apart, and I could not eat. Have I not suffered enough?
You weren't the last to die on this island. Found a fresh corpse in the tower.
The island's a dangerous place. Folks should not venture here. I too wish...
The dead man. Looked like a monster had attacked him, recently. The tower...
How am I to know? There's lots of...
Not talking about ghosts. A monster who hunts here.
I don't know. I've noticed naught. Why do you ask? Why must you press me so? You're to be my savior, not my tormentor.
Can you talk to the island's other specters?
No, I'm alone here. The others, they flee when they see me. I know not why. You do not fear me, do you?
No. Used to dealing with ghosts. How can I help you?
A curse born of hatred binds me to this place. Only love's power can hope...
And your beloved, he dead too?
Graham? No, he lives. I would know if he died.
Maybe you could strip the curse of its power by forgiving him. Your beloved, who is he? Noble?
No, a poor... I miss him so. Each night I walk to the island shore to gaze upon the village. Does he remember me still?
Said before you can't leave the tower.
Did I? You must have misheard.
I don't think so.
I don't know anymore. It's all a nightmare to me.
As I see it, you're the curse's focus. My medallion started pulsating as soon as...
I don't know what you mean, but... You could be right. My fate is tied to the...
It could be your blood ties to the land. The base of the curse, that is. If so, forgiving Graham, laying your resentment to rest should lift it.
I loved him. Take my bones to him. He must bury them. This will be our farewell. Will you speak to him? Will you do this for me?
Really hope I can help. Need to look around first.
Whatever for? Not in the tower, but bones and rats. Don't leave me with them again.
I'll come back for you, you can be sure.
Very well, but... When will this nightmare end? Alone. All have left me.
kept in there until the end. What a shitty way to die.
When will this nightmare end?
What's with the door?
You wish to leave, as Grain did.
What do you want?
No more lies, no more deceit. You will stay here for all time. You will never leave.
Damn it, gotta catch them.
You cannot kill me. You know this.
What was that? It sounded for a moment like you joined the race yourself.
Had to fight a pesta.
A pester? And did you learn how to lift the curse before you lunged at her, sword in hand?
Yeah, we talked a bit. Looks like I need to get her beloved to the island. Fisherman named Graham.
I know the man. He lives in Oriton, village on the lakeshore. Find him immediately. We're close to unraveling this. I can feel it.
Wonder what led them here. Hunger or greed?
Look.
They're onto us! They'll not let Graham in!
Quiet, fool. Babylon and the noble himself will hear you.
Nah, he sat his arse on silk pillows, likely be gobbling meat. We've no notion we's coming to tear him to shreds.
Waist clear, lads! Adam!
Look, all of them done went.
We've to swim, come on.
What about all this? I can't leave it. You go. Find a boat and come back for me. If you make it across.
Why wouldn't I? Be back before you know it.
Just leave me be.
Why have you been following me?
Just wondering what you want from him. From Graham.
Me? Been locked in his hut since he came back from love's misery. And this be the witchman, the freak of nature. A bit more interesting things from my nose.
I want to talk.
You deaf, damn it! I told you. Who are you?
I've been to the island. I know what happened there.
What do you want of me?
Want to talk to you about Annabelle.
Annabelle? What can you know about her?
I met her. Talked to her.
Annabelle's dead. Drank poison.
Did you love her?
Oi, something mad. Of course, it was not to...
What happened on Fyke Isle? You gotta tell me.
'Twere Millie, Finch and Faulkner. They rallied the men, all roughs, to go to the Isle, take back what was ours from the noble. They knew I was known at the tower, that the Lord's servants would open the gate for me since I sold them fish.
They forced you to go with them?
No, I saw my chance in it. 'Twas then she drank the poison. Mage must have gave it her.
Said you were hollering as you flipped. Might have cursed them. There's a powerful magic aura on Fyke Isle. Passions, evil intent, strong emotions of any kind can activate it.
She took the poison.
It wasn't poison. Annabelle drank a strong sleeping potion. Mage wanted to protect her, make it look like she was dead. Convinced everyone.
But that means... is she... You said you spoke to her?
Spoke to a ghost. By the time she awoke, Tower was full of cold corpses. And rats. She was warm meat. Rats ate her alive.
You mean... she was alive the whole time? But... Can't be. She was cold all through like a corpse. I shook her, begged her, open your eyes. I never thought...
It's not your fault.
Gods, what have I didn't notice.
If you'd stayed on the island...
I'd take death over leaving her. But there's not...
Wrong on that count. Annabelle needs you. You can help her.
She's still there. In the tower. Can I see her?
Yeah. One thing you should know, though. In death, Annabelle turned into a pesta.
A pester? What's that?
More than a restless ghost. A plague maiden. A powerful wraith filled with grief and hatred that drive her. Give her the power to sow disease and death.
She suffers. How am I to help her? Gods know I'm willing.
Annabelle thinks you abandoned her.
Gods! She hates me. And all this time she's thought I abandoned her.
Yes, go to the tower, talk to her. Maybe you can convince her that's not how it was.
I thought she died. I'd never left her there otherwise.
A curse has imprisoned Annabelle and the other spirits on the island. Love can shatter its power, free her and them.
Just as in the legends.
If you know the legends, you know one kiss is enough to break an evil spell. On one condition. That it's a kiss from someone whose love is true.
I told you. I said I love her with all my heart. Take me to her, please.
It's dangerous. There are risks involved. Understand that, don't you?
Of course. I'm no coward. I'll not run this time.
Nothing. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Let's go to the tower.
Че, мы уже здесь, блять? Лидер, блять.
I've waited long enough for revenge.
Last I came through here, I still hoped Annabelle and me would... It weren't impossible. We could have been together, and now she's dead. And it's my fault. If only I'd been able to protect her.
Can't change the past, but you can still help Annabelle to move on, to rest in peace.
It's terrifying here. It's too quiet.
Chop, chop. Speed up. Let's get this over with.
I remember the screams. Inhuman they were. Now it's silent. They're dead. All dead.
Don't think about that. Keep walking.
Идем сюда.
You have not forgotten. You've returned for me.
Is that?
Don't you recognize me? It's me, Annabelle. The one you abandoned, remember?
Annabelle, I was sure you was dead. If I'd known otherwise, I'd never have left you. I'd do anything for you, I would. You know that well, believe me, I beg you.
Prove it. Kiss me.
Graham, careful.
At last.
The curse is lifted, and Graham and Annabelle are reunited.
Это хороший концерт. топсы куда-то, кстати, подевались. Ну, эти границы, так сказать. Отметились, записали. Хотя вот топсы еще остались. Этих уродов нет такой. Что, она не плывет, что ли? Как-то сторону. Так, это видите, скорость зависит, да? Серия купится, серия.
Die.
Geralt, just when I was starting to miss you.
Fyke Isle's free of its curse.
Able to persuade Graham to go to the tower with you? Did you mention there was a pester involved?
He knew the risks, but he'd also heard lots of stories about true love, whose kiss can break any spell. Can't help thinking that gave him courage.
And? It ended well?
Depends how you look at it. Curse is lifted, Annabelle's spirit is left in peace. But Graham's dead.
Oh, poor boy. Still, he's proved that true love may be more common than some suppose.
One thing's bothering me.
What?
Annabelle said Alexander was studying diseases. She mentioned Catriona. You knew this?
All the mages knew about it. Alexander was a highly regarded epidemiologist. I would have given anything for an opportunity to study his notes, but he guarded them jealously.
The lamp. What do you want to do with it?
As I said, you may keep it. I don't believe I shall need it anymore, given the Isle's been cleansed. I actually regret not going there with you. Perhaps we can make up for that lost time now.
All right. Time I was on my way.
Perhaps you'd stay just a bit longer? There's one small favor you might yet do for me.
What is it?
I put in an order for a few substances from Novigrad. The trader was due to be here yesterday, but has yet to arrive. Could you see what happened? The package is rather important to me.
Why not? If he was coming here from Novigrad, he must have passed through Blackbow. I'll check the area.
Thank you. I shall be ever so grateful.
Stoppity stop! A word with you, the Pelham will have.
Нихуя себе, ворожей.
Ask a service of the Witcher, the Pelham must. A witcherly service, that's to say.
What do you need? Tell me.
A man who fears no evil the Pella needs. Forefathers' Eve is nigh. We've rites to conduct. Wandering souls to emerge, damned souls too. We've the circle to protect from these wretches.
Why hold the ritual at all?
At times men die choking with regret. At times death takes them before they've tasted any bitterness in life. These poor souls, unfulfilled, cannot leave this vale of tears. Their spirits wander midst the living, must be judged, sent on their way. This we do on Forefathers' Eve.
What'll I get out of it?
Witches do naught for free, this the Pella knows. Not to fear. How to reward one for their aid, this too the Pella knows.
Seems like you could use a witcher, so yeah, I'll help.
You'd not refuse, the Pella knew. The time's come to gather the folk. Across the lake we must journey, to Fyke Isle. There in the circle of stones we shall meet.
The sooner we resolve this, the better. Best do it tonight at midnight.
Give us a rest. Give us a rest.
Кстати, можно спорить, когда четвертый?
Geralt, just when I...
Bet the old witch who lived here left you.
She did indeed.
Very much so.
Так, она мечет не покупает. А зря.
See you, Kira.
это недалеко. Давай, подъезжай.
Come on, Roach.
Show me what you got.
Ну что ж, сука, чего-то лучше. А, сука. Блин, твою мать. Как мы долго так будем ебаться. Короче, я слезу, и он пизды тогда. Почему по лошадям нельзя? Это все и ваши платвы мои. Нельзя? Это же лошадь. Ты в жопу ебану. Не понял прикола. Ну-ка, ебни, ладно. Вот так. Но это не платва. Это какая-то другая. Просто загоняй коня.
Come on now. My favorites.
Нет, все равно нет.
Wide, heavy wheels. Merchant's wagon. Veered off the road at high speed. Doesn't bode well.
Че, крысу посмотрим.
Yeah, merchant traveling across Velen alone. No way that was gonna end well. Leftovers, cuts of meat, cataplepis. Wonder what spell requires that. Human, from an artery. Can't be far. Wouldn't have made it. Package still intact. Don't sense anything magic, though. Wonder how Kira will explain this one. Hid and waited for help. It never came. That's Velen for you.
хозяйские дела. Это как надо это. Так, я принес чайку. Самое время для комментариев. Бабушка, старость это страшно. Так, что тут нужно? Вот она, настоящая лошадь, а не то, что дерьмо, которое я скакал в прошлый раз.
Come on now.
Geralt, just when I was starting to miss you.
Tell me more about this mage from the Isle. Were you two close?
Never expected you'd take such an interest in my private life.
More interested to know if you bonded as fellow magic practitioners.
Oh, we had little in common in that arena. Oh, Alexander was one of those anxious experimenters, forever short on sleep. The kind that thinks perfect happiness is an isolated tower and a full set of vials and alembics.
So, bet you saw this question coming. What are you doing here?
Let me think. Enjoying the country air? Admiring the unspoilt scenery? Or is it furthering the age-old alliance between the city and its breadbasket? No. I'm in hiding, Geralt. Blind to the state of the world? Don't you see what's happening?
Mean the persecution mages now face?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Radovid's new witch.
Changing the subject. Got those, substances you wanted?
Splendid. I can finally begin my study of double arboreal racination patterns. But first, I'll...
Brew yourself a mug of mulled wine? Saw what the wagon was carrying. Exquisite meats, expensive wines, Zerrikanian spices. Not a speck of magic. Care to tell me what you're up to?
I would rather show you. But you must wait a bit.
Color me intrigued. Fine, I'll wait.
Then shoo, outside.
Gonna slip into something more comfortable?
Later. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Well, go on, out. You've been patient, thank you. It's almost ready.
Huh? If I wanted to see white mice, I'd just get drunk.
Note that I said almost. Now don't interrupt. The King Vin Cathel.
Нихуя. Что случилось с третьей мышкой?
Third mouse. What happened to it?
The spell has a 66.67% chance of success. I always use one more than I need, just in case.
So where did... Kira, can I explain what's going on here?
Know the fairy tale about Cinderella?
Mm-hmm. True story it's based on, too. A Zoogle cropped up in a palace pond and ate Princess Cindrilla whole. Left behind one slipper, so...
I beg you, not another word about Zoogles. Now, to return to the fairy tale. I'd like to escape these ghastly swamps for one magical night. I don't need a fairy godmother, I'll cast the spells myself. But I could use a Prince Charming. It just so happens you're the only decent candidate in all Velen. So, what do you say to a moonlight ride on horseback? And dinner?
Я ведьмак, конечно.
I'm a witcher, not a gigolo.
Don't flatter yourself. I don't want to shag you in the bushes, but to share a pleasant evening. But if no, then no.
Oh, all right. I'll do it.
I feel honoured. Truly. Before we go, there's one more thing.
Gotta transform a pumpkin into a carriage?
No. I shall transform our rancid rags into something more glamorous. Don't wince. It'll only be an illusion, won't hurt a bit. And at dawn, everything will return to normal.
Why not? Might as well go all out.
Then hold on tight. Gvella Glan. So, what do you think? Neckline too modest?
It's just right.
Oh, I might also have changed your hair colour while I was at it. I've always fancied dark-haired men. Oh well, any port in a storm.
Well, off we go. Dinner's waiting. Last one there does the dishes.
Стоп, это задание, оно не... Я очень надеюсь, что я не просру квест с этим.
It's as though the heavens sent you.
Yeah!
Whoa, Cinderella. We'll have a great fall.
Ha! As fast as you can! Try to catch me!
Загнать тебя не сложно. Это ж платва лучше. Без обиды. Платва не так устает и очень нормально.
I thought you were a better horseman.
For the record, I was riding a mouse.
For someone who usually trots around on a roach, that shouldn't present a challenge. Now do you see why I needed those substances?
Beef and cinnamon and cloves, roasted capon with shallots. It was worth the trouble.
Shall I pour the white or the...
Dry red, but let it breathe a little first.
Well, never took you for a wine connoisseur.
Think witchers suck the marrow out of drowner bones and wash it down with puddle water?
More or less. Well, we've chatted long enough on empty stomachs. Let's dig in.
Must have cost you a small fortune. Sure you don't need me to pitch in?
Please, I manage. You know, a dozen eggs here, a cock or gander there. Besides, my finances are about to improve.
Маша, что ты, блядь, здесь делаешь? Хозяин не возьмет тебя на ручки, потому что лава на диван. Я не стал тебя наказывать, но ты пойдешь к бабушке.
All right, I'm curious. We celebrating something?
Yes, a return to the living. But that's not what I wish to discuss. Thank you once again, Geralt, for your help with the tower. You were fabulous.
First curse I've lifted.
But among the most difficult, correct? What happened on that island? Why, I shiver at the thought. And the laboratory. I sincerely hope you burnt everything. The corpses, the papers.
Didn't destroy that workshop, if that's what you're asking. Didn't see any reason to.
If Alexander's findings were to fall into the wrong hands. Although, Fyke Isle has a terrible reputation. None even dare go there.